was gonna say though, before I was on the way here, the reason why I'm so tired is because it gets dark so fucking early.
Yeah, it's annoying as hell.
Like, bruh, I wanted to take a little nap. I got off a little early today at work. I wanted to take a nap, and I just can't take naps no more. Not until we spring forward. Plus, I have absolutely nothing to do. I looked up, and I was like, I had to come here, and it was already dark, and that fucked me up completely.
Yeah, coming here while it's dark as fuck. Cause even when we were going, cause like we went to lunch or whatever after the content shoot, and we came, and I was looking outside, and I was like, it's dark as fuck. Like we came in, it was like, get in there, and we left out. Like it looks like we just left at like fucking 10 o'clock.
It's just so ass, man.
Bro, it's annoying as fuck. I mean, I know that's how. Like I thought that's what daylight saving time was supposed to fix, low key. But it still doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad when we spring forward, it's just gonna be that forever.
I hate the spring forward though.
I'd rather it get dark later than get dark early though.
I mean, yeah, I like it to get dark later. It's just I don't like losing sleep.
Yeah.
I don't like losing that hour.
That first adjustment is definitely ass.
That hour is fucked. Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, even now I'm kind of like I guess I'm waking up earlier, but not on purpose.
Yeah. I feel like when you get in the routine, then it's kind of just like irons out.
Yeah, but that first night I don't like.
Yeah,
That's the
that
part
first
that I
night's
fucking
lethal.
hate.
That first night's lethal, bro.
Because I already don't be getting a lot of sleep for real. Like, unless I make a concerted effort to, I'm probably not getting a lot of sleep. So.
Yeah, especially when you have to work the next day.
Yeah.
You spring forward and lose an hour of sleep to fucking have to get up and go to work. Like, bro, what?
Bro, that's a great way to piss me off real quick, man.
For real, whole week change.
Yeah, my whole week is ruined. My whole month might be ruined, low key. Just talk the whole shit, bro.
But we can go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know what time it is. TheSnDPodcast, episode 12.
Episode 12, man.
We moving, bro. We knocking these shits out.
We got a few of them under our belt, man.
Hell
Double
yeah.
digits. We've been in double digits for a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the damn thing. Speaking of digits, somebody over here reached 1K subscribers.
Ah, shit. We're starting already, bro?
I mean, listen, man.
Yeah, I did. Allegedly. I have a, Go
Speaking of subscribing, like and subscribe. And hit the bell notification.
Hit all that, bro. Like the video now. Leave a comment. Do something.
I need to see a comment. Congratulate DJ on 1,000 subscribers.
I appreciate it. Nah, I hit 1,000 last Tuesday. I want to say. Oh, no. It was Friday. I hit it on Friday. I was working, and I had, like, the live counter on my screen because I think I woke up at, like, 980 something, like 987 or something. Mm-hmm. And from there, I just put the live counter on while I was working. Speaking of which, I did record kind of like a reaction. I had my mic on just to, like, record myself when it hit. I don't know if I'll release it, but it's definitely going to be something that I kind of, like, just have in the vault to remember on.
Yeah.
Because I hope this is, like, I look back on it like, wow, look how I was with 1,000 subscribers when I have, like, 10,000, But, yeah, it kind of blew up, low-key.
Yeah.
Like, the shorts were going crazy. I got one that hit over 100,000 views, and I'm pretty sure I got not the majority, but a good bit of subscribers from that video. And I already just had a backlog of other ones, and yeah, it's nice. I'm not really happy about it because, like...
Well, you said, the reason I brought it up was the last time when we congratulated you for 500, which I feel like was like, would be 2 pods ago at this point.
Wow,
but
that's crazy.
You were like, it's going to feel real when I think it'll feel real when I hit the 1K. So
damn.
Like, do it feel real or are you
No.
there?
I mean, no. It doesn't really feel like anything because, I don't know. I can't even say I see a bigger picture with the channel. It's just kind of like, with anything in life, if you put work towards it, you're going to reap the benefit in some way, shape, or form. And so, like, not in a cocky way, but I feel like, yeah, I have 1,000 subscribers. Like, I should. Like, if I didn't, something would be wrong with what I was doing. And, like, the way I was kind of doing my channel, I was grinding that shit.
You have been
just like we're grinding this podcast.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Appreciate you. And so it's kind of like once you see that return, it's more so like accepting, the work that you're putting in. So I don't know. I guess now I'll say once I hit 10K, then I feel, then I'll really probably feel
But you're going to get there and he's going to be like, yeah, low key, this is where I should have been already.
You
like,
feel what I don't know, man. It's like, my goal is 2K now, though. But, yeah, just keep grinding. Like, I don't know. My life's been so, like, hectic in a good way. But I have trouble with sitting down and being present because my mind is just always moving. So I find myself in the future more than I do the present, which isn't the healthiest, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but I mean, I feel like moments like this, we gotta take a step back and be like, hey, I did that. That was me.
I mean,
You grinded
drank
for
last
it.
night, but I'll definitely take a shot for that tonight, for sure.
No,
But
good shit.
yeah, it's fire. My buddy Oswald, Hollow World, HOLLOWRLD. I'm plugging him because it's my guy. He has a YouTube channel too, and the only reason why I wanted to plug him because I was streaming one day. I was streaming Plague Tale Innocence, and I had no thoughts of continuing my YouTube channel because I had stopped doing YouTube in 2017 or whatever. But he was like, bro, you should make this a series on YouTube, and I was like, the fuck up. I think that was June or July or some shit like that.
Somewhere around there.
It was definitely the summer. Mm-hmm. And that's when he said that, I was like, I'll throw the VODs up on YouTube for whatever. And then something clicked as far as just being like, well, just try it, you know what I mean? Like, see what happens. And that's when I found shorts, and that's like the holy grail of growth right now.
YouTube really wants shorts to work.
They really want shorts to work. So I'm like, fuck it. I'll bang these bitches out.
I mean, I was even talking to MC, he was like, yeah, he watches a lot of YouTube shorts. Like, I didn't realize some people will literally just watch shorts type shit, like it's TikTok almost. I didn't realize people did that. Because I usually go to YouTube for long form content. Like I usually go to YouTube for playthroughs or podcasts.
Right.
Pretty much, but.
As much as I'm on YouTube, I need to look at my screen time on YouTube. I'm on YouTube an insane amount. I don't watch shorts.
I don't want to see my screen time on YouTube.
Oh, it'd be ugly. It'd be insane, bro.
No, because I realized it's one of those things where I got to the point where it's like I can't. It's hard for me to do things without something in the background. Like I need music, I need a YouTube video, I need something, bro.
Especially if I eat. I will literally let I shit you not. If I have my food and I have to find a YouTube video, my food would get cold. I'll just go warm the back up until I find something, bro. Like I need a YouTube video.
I will dead-ass cook a whole ass meal and then spend 20 minutes looking for a YouTube video that's 10 minutes so I can eat my food.
Right, and it'd be so pissy because whenever I'm just doing it casually on YouTube, I can find a video like that. But if I want to eat or anything like that, the recommended just goes to shit.
Right. As soon as I'm like you said, just not doing shit. But like when I'm like, oh, I need something to watch right now for real. Like I have nothing in the backlog. It's like, man, we ain't got shit for you, bro. You want this Twitch clip that's 2 minutes?
Or somebody built this
bro.
table. I'm like, no, bro. Like,
I will watch a nigga build a table though.
At night.
I watch it
when I sleep.
I mean, like woodworking, forging videos. I like that type of shit.
Those shits are fire. I like those. I get on those rabbit holes all the time when I'm laying down in bed. And it'd be like watching niggas just make the weirdest shit. Yeah. Or I think we talked about this in the other podcast, what people do with software and shit like that, and AI. I just love watching videos like that. I never seen when I want to eat though. Nice.
Yeah, when I'm looking for some shit, it's never there, bro.
Yeah, bro. But nah, the 1K is cool, man. Like, it's definitely a milestone. I put it in my bio too, just so I remember the date. And I was excited mildly excited, but it was more so just like, all right, now we got to just keep going. You know what I'm saying? If I get too excited with anything, it'll make me complacent, and I try to not have that feeling.
I feel that.
So I was like, all right, bet. Hurrah. Let's
we did it and move on. Let's on to bigger and better things. And keep it pushing. But I mean,
it's a good lesson for people, though. You know what I mean? Granted, I do need to work on being more present, but at the same time, it's kind of you don't want to get stuck in the moment. You know?
Yeah. I just say that because I know for me personally, I was just talking to my parents about this the other day too. They're like, you're so focused on doing this next thing that you're working on. You're stressing out about that, and you haven't even looked back and seen all the shit you accomplished this year. You've done some. I have accomplished something. It's not as much. I haven't accomplished everything I wanted to this year yet, but I mean, I do plan on accomplishing all of it. But it's just I'm still focused on those next goals, and they're like, well, yeah, but it's okay to pat yourself on the back occasionally, and you can't always be chasing that next goal. It's gonna get.
It's needed. It's all about the balance of it all. But I feel like we're at the age, and maybe this is because I kind of have these inspirations as far as not people I necessarily look up to, but people that I seen make it in one way, shape, or form, and I aspire to do that as well. And I see how they just kind of head down grinding, and it's if that led them to success, then I need to, that road is paved. I just have to walk it. I don't want to try to necessarily make my own way because I don't know if that path will work out. Like, I at least have some sort of navigation with these people that have done it. So if I have to kind of follow suit, then that's what I'm going to do. And I don't really know how to, that's about to sound so bad. I was going to say I don't know how to be happy, but I don't know how to be
but
present.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I feel that.
I don't know how to pat myself on the back.
Yeah, it's difficult for me to just be like, look at all this shit I did. I'm lit.
Yeah, man. I would need some bucks. Like, I need money before I feel like that, bro.
Before I'm like, damn, I'm not. Because I'd be like, I'm that nigga because, like, I am. But, like, at the same time, I'm like, I'm still working to become that nigga. You feel me?
Exactly.
Like,
I'll pop my shit when it's time, though, for sure.
Oh, definitely. Like, if shit is tested, I'll definitely pop it. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, hold on. Because I really am that nigga. And this really can't go there.
No cap. That's hilarious.
But no. Congrats again.
No, I appreciate it, bro. You've been one of the people. I got a decent amount of friends that have been supporting me through this, so I appreciate you. And if you're watching and you know me and been following my YouTube journey as well as this podcast journey, we appreciate it. I appreciate it, and it's up from here.
Yeah. We're gonna do like we did last time. Throw his channel in the description again.
So last week. Hopefully by now y'all have seen the movie Wakanda Forever. I mean, you see by the title and the thumbnail. Like, this is what we're talking about this episode, bro. So if you haven't seen it,
your spoiler warning was the thumbnail. Like,
for real. Like, if you haven't seen it, you're fucked. Like, I don't know. I don't know what you've been doing personally. It's been damn near a week and a half since like, what we doing?
Well,
that movie. We saw it Thursday, the night of a release.
Yeah.
Yep. And shit, we can jump right into it. I had a question. Mm-hmm. As far as what do you think about the movie? Not a rating, but we can just talk about the movie first without any other attachments. Forget the prequel, forget the other MCU movies. How did you feel about the film just as a standalone?
I think it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm. And we, been talking about this. But
yeah, like I said, like I've been saying, it's my favorite Marvel movie of all time at this point. Like,
a fact.
I don't think there's a better Marvel movie. Mm-hmm. And I've been getting some pushback on that, and I'm kind of just like, you're wrong. Like, they keep saying recency bias, and I'm like, no, not really. Like, I know what I like.
Yeah.
And I know what the movie has in it, and it had all the things that I like in it. It had fucking one of my favorite characters in Riri Williams. Mm-hmm. Like, that's one of the only, like, handoffs of a mantle that I've actually fucked with. Mm-hmm. Like, in the comics. So, fucking love Riri Williams. Riri Williams almost holds, like, a similar spot to, like, Miles Morales for me, honestly.
Oh my god.
Because they're both like
they gotta be in the same movie at some point.
They have to be.
They literally have to be.
Secret Wars probably.
Yeah, it's like.
Because I'm like, they're both like hand-me-downs of my two favorite characters in the Marvel universe, like Spider-Man and Iron Man. So.
Just perfect.
And I'm hesitant to say Riri is better than Tony Stark, but I like them both a lot.
Yeah, I feel like she will be.
Yeah, I just haven't. They haven't done enough with her yet. Like, I do like what they've done with her, but I've just been an Iron Man fan for so long.
Yeah.
Miles was a little bit different just because it's like I can see myself in Miles.
Right.
So even though I was a Spider-Man fan since like fucking 3, I was like, yeah, but this is Spider-Man but black, and that nigga wears Jordans. So yeah, I was so yeah.
Respectfully. No, I agree, and for Riri Williams for Ironheart, I mean, like. They did with her what I hope they do in the next Spider-Man film for Miles Morales, or however they introduce him. Like, I feel like we got enough of her personality and who she is without, because you can't center a theme around her in this movie.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like we got just enough to where, like, okay, we know who you are. We know what you're going to be. You're an amazing actress, so like you sold the role.
She did sell the role.
You sold.
I feel like I was talking to like one of my cousins or some shit.
Oh my god, she did so good, and she wasn't overbearing, she wasn't underbearing. She was just like the perfect addition. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit of salt, and not too much, not too little.
She did have a little bit of attitude, but like you needed it. Like
you needed that, and that's when
it felt real.
Okoye was like, I like her. She said that, I was literally like, me too.
Me too. I was like, you're right. I'm fucking with her.
Fire, like. And like the whole passing of the mantle thing is fire to see because like, yeah, she's from she's gonna be like the next Iron Man or whatever. But even with Shuri and Okoye kind of like taking her under her wing, under their wings in a sense. You know what I mean?
Because I know a big complaint with Riri in the comics was just that like people felt like it was like woke baiting. They were like, oh, Iron Man's dead, so just make it a black woman. And I'm like,
they could have took that route if Ryan Coogler wasn't who he is.
Yeah, and I think there is while I like the character Riri Williams, I can see how people could make that argument in the comics, but with the way it just makes so much more sense. Like associating her with Wakanda just makes so much more sense.
It's viewed like oh my gosh, the writing in the movie is phenomenal, bro.
Everything just makes sense. Like I feel like there was no point in the movie where I like, because sometimes Marvel movies where they'll like lose you a little bit. It's like okay,
most
bro.
Definitely.
It's like all right, man. Like I
even
guess,
the
bro.
first Black Panther kind of had a few moments where I was a little like not uninterested, but it didn't keep that same attention the whole because that movie's great too. But like this movie, at no point was I uninterested at all. You know, it was just change of emotions. It was like either I'm like sad as shit.
Bro, it got in the beginning when they rolled that, bro.
Listen, if y'all haven't, you've seen the movie. Bro, if you're still here, you've probably seen the movie. That means you've seen it in theaters. That theater was so fucking quiet.
It was silent, bro. And that's how I realized that because normally when they're doing the Marvel thing, they have like the music, like they have the sound. The theater, like the movie was silent too, where it was just showing the clips of him and shit, and I was like,
it was like
damn, bro,
no
like,
noise.
fuck.
I didn't like you couldn't even hear anybody like move around in
no,
seat.
not a chair recline because they got like
no
the recliner chairs. Yeah, nothing, bro.
Like, bro.
Nobody breathing heavy, nothing like.
And I'm sitting there like shit. I'm God damn, like, yeah, beginning to end it just had me the whole entire time, bro. And we'll get to the whole like send off for Chadwick and T'Challa, at some point. But the way to start the movie like that with the funeral scene, I didn't think they were gonna start the movie like that.
I honestly thought he was gonna like pass like the first act or so, like probably a third of the way in the movie. I didn't think they were just gonna start it off with like, yeah, bro is dying.
And thinking back on it, I love that.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they not necessarily got it out the way, but addressed the reality at the beginning. Like, let's not sugarcoat shit. Let's not, make you feel like things is good or things or whatever. It's like,
we all know what happened, right?
Yeah,
and I also like the parallel to what happened in the movie and what happened in real life, because like I mean, in real life he didn't really talk about it. He just was handling his shit like a G, and then he unfortunately passed on. But like nobody, it kind of came out of nowhere for people. It felt like
right, and I feel like
except for probably those close to him.
Right. Yeah. True. I feel like that parallels with the movie perfectly because I don't think his character had Ryan would have wrote the other movie if he were to pass. I think he would pass in the similar style.
Yeah.
In a way, as far as like not telling him, unless he got, Black Panther was killed in battle or something like that.
Yeah.
But if it was an ailment that was like terminal, I don't think T'Challa would, it wouldn't be like national news.
Yeah, because even Shuri has like a quote in the thing where she was like, "What's the point of like this gift of knowledge if like the one time my brother asked me for help, I can't help him?"
Oh my God.
And I was like, "Fuck, bro, shit, man."
There was also another quote from Riri. She said, "I'm young, gifted, and black." And when Chadwick won a SAG award, it was like a movie award for Black Panther, he gave a speech, and he said that the movie is what it feels like to be young, gifted, and black. So they paralleled his speech, that quote, into the movie perfectly.
And didn't she say something like, "I'm young, gifted, and black, but you know how that goes"?
Yeah, and then Shuri, like, cause I seen the clip on TikTok, and Shuri looks at her like that, and it's like it's almost like fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
But bro, like, oh my gosh.
That was fire, and it also makes sense too, cause Troy doesn't understand that. That doesn't make sense to her. Like she's from fucking Wakanda, so
yeah, that's all she knows.
Yeah.
It's like young, gifted, and black. Like, yeah, duh.
Yeah, duh. Like, what do you mean? Of course.
Man, just, I don't know. I did not think, if you haven't watched, you better, I did not think Queen Mother was going down, bro.
Yeah, that one threw me for a loop, bro.
I was like, surely she, like they got the beat, like she's good, right?
Right.
And she just did. I was like,
yeah, no. When they both got up to the top, I was like, okay. But then I saw her in the water like this, and I was like,
Yeah,
all right
she
now,
hit
like
that GTA
literally that
drown
fucking
move, bro.
wasted. Like I was like, all right now, bro, chill out.
Oh my gosh! And then, before that, she had demoted Okoye for losing Shuri, and obviously Okoye is her daughter, or whatever,
Okoye?
or like they refer to her as Queen Mother, so like they're all like her daughters in a
Yeah,
sense.
I was about to say not like blood daughter, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, they're close.
But what was my point? Yeah, but she never really got to make amends with her for like,
Yeah,
for any of that.
I mean, yeah,
Which,
make it up to her.
yeah, thinking back on that kind of fucked me up too, because you just hate to see, and they depicted it in the movie perfectly, and it parallels with like what we were talking about on the last file with like Offset and Takeoff, and then just like not being able to make the amends with somebody that you might have had a disconnect with after being so connected with them.
Right.
And so I feel like the movie tackled grief and loss in a very real way. Like, it wasn't sugar coated. It was like, this is real world shit.
Yeah, everything made, and I mean that's the overall theme of the movie. But like every point of the step of the way, it made sense though. Like I could see because even when we'll talk about the cameo too, like the Killmonger cameo, that shit made so much fucking sense, bro.
Right.
Because she was so angry at the world. She was so fucking, and I felt her. I was like, but you could even tell like at the beginning like she was already not fucking having it.
Mm-hmm.
Like after he passed, she was not fucking having it.
Yeah.
And so for her to finally be able to accomplish what could have saved his life and use that to save her country, but in that have to grapple with why she's making sure she's doing that for the right reasons, and symbolizing that through showing Killmonger and what he fought for and everything. Like,
you can't make that character development up, bro. Like, that's like a different level of writing. We're gonna talk about Ryan later. That is a different level of writing, bro.
yeah,
Because like, to have it all make sense, and obviously like, I'm not saying it's a good thing that Chadwick passed, of course, but you can tell, and it's what I love about Black Panther, period. You can tell everybody truly loves each other. This isn't just a movie, bro.
Yeah.
Like, every scene regarding loss in any way, shape, or form felt completely real. Because, like, all those emotions parallel to the real world. And so, like, the end scene when, she was crying, I was like, those are real tears. Those aren't like, let me think about, like, no, like, those are real tears. Like, oh, you want me to cry about my king? Oh, yeah, that's easy.
yeah, like,
oh, my God, that scene fucked me, bro.
That scene fucked me up, man.
Bro.
Holy.
You can't make you. What a fucking movie. Yes, best MCU film. One of my favorite films of all time, period. Like, I mean, it's in my top 5 of movies, just as far as like, it's just a great fucking film, bro. Just as far as like personal impact films, because obviously I have like movies that are just like I can just throw it on whenever, like those favorites. But as far as like if I had to just take 5 films to represent film that I like, that's one of them. Like to represent movies and shit that I like, that would have to be one of them.
I'm not mad at that.
I ain't about to lose fool.
I think it might be top 3 for me, movies of all time.
I'm definitely not mad at that.
Like,
the only reason why it's not top 3 is because I want to see it again.
fair. I'm actually going to see it.
Because that shit might end up at 1.
Like, no, literally, because I was sitting here quiet because I'm trying to think, like, is there a movie that I like better than this? And people keep saying this is recency bias, but because Danny was saying, like, oh, it's recency bias, like, it's just because you just saw it. And I'm like, I don't think you understand. I don't watch movies often. I can tell very quickly if I like a movie or if I'm not going to like a movie.
Easily.
Like that's the reason I don't watch a lot of movies.
Right.
Because there's a lot of movies where I started them, I've just been like, no. Like, I'm not interested in this.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not one of the people who can, like truck through a movie that I'm not enjoying. Like, I'm just, like, if I'm in the theater, I'm going to go to sleep.
Oh, definitely.
And if I'm not at a theater, I'm turning it off.
It used to be a joke at my parents' house, like, because they were always like, yeah, you can't stay awake during movies. I'm like, how is this boring, bro? Like, they don't keep me up, nigga. Like, I don't know what you want, bro. Like,
for real.
Because, I mean, that shit, I was drunk, for one. I wasn't drunk. I was drinking.
Yeah.
And it was like 10 o'clock, 10:30 when the movie started. That's past my bedtime, bro.
Yeah.
If that was a bad movie, I would have been asleep after the first
I would have been
20 minutes, bro. I would have been out, bro.
For sure. Yeah, I'll be damned if I couldn't even leave. Like, if I had to pee, I would have to hold it. Like, I just couldn't. I needed that shit.
Bro, I had to get up like in the. One, it was the fastest piss I've ever took in my life, and two, like,
Oh yeah, you did get up.
bro, because I was like, I kept trying to hold it, and I was like, if you don't leave now, your bladder is going to explode. And I was really like waiting for a part where I was like, okay, okay, because that's why because I left like while I left during the when they were building
Promotion?
everything.
They were building everything.
She
Oh
was
yeah,
building the
yeah,
suits.
right,
Riri was
right.
building her suit.
Yeah,
They're doing all that. I was like, okay, if there's any point that I could leave, is this point.
yeah,
Because they're doing a montage real quick, and I'll be quick.
yeah. That was
But
a smart leave.
yeah,
Because everything else was necessary. Like, I mean, even that part was necessary, but every part of the movie was like, my eyes was glued to the
Oh,
fucking
definitely.
screen.
like I said, like literally the only thing, the problem was like literally like maybe 2 minutes before that scene happened, it took me out of it because I was like, bladder's about to explode. I was like, like it almost felt like, like those fucking red like siren shits when
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
nuclear shit go off. That's what it felt like was going off in the back of my head, bro. I was like, nah, you gotta go. Like,
like, hey, bro.
we about to be,
Hey, bro.
you about to be in trouble. Like, you really gonna piss yourself in front of all your friends and the players, bro?
Nah, it's crazy. And he had that big ass picture, bro.
Oh yeah, I be drinking that big. I mean, shoot, it's right here, man.
Come on now, come on now.
And I was definitely like down here, bro. And I had it went since like right here.
Nah, for real. I was like, damn.
Oh, like, whoa.
Might get one tonight. But anyway, nah, man. I mean, Namor, and I always love watching the press runs after. I don't like watching, I damn near really don't like watching trailers or anything before I go see the movie.
Hey, I avoided all the trailers for this movie. I didn't want to see
Yeah,
it.
I watched whichever one had the Kendrick Lamar, like, All Right mashup with it.
I need to look into it. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I watched that one, and then the other ones kind of started showing kind of like the same clips from the movie, so I really didn't watch any of the trailers. But like I said to say, I watched the press run and all the interviews that they're doing promoting the movie now, and the actor who plays Namor has very broken English, and he has good English, he knows how to speak, but you can tell like some shit he hasn't grappled yet. So I always find it intriguing when they take somebody who is ESOL or even further than that, and they're able to depict, speaking English so well in the movie. You can still tell, even for him, it was like a little bit broken in the movie, but it was like, it's not
makes
broken
sense for
in
the
the sense that
character.
I don't understand you. It was
Yeah.
broken in the sense that like you're acting with that accent, so you can't sound like a normal fucking Mexican American. You know what I mean? Like, Namor was fucking amazing too.
Bro, I love the fucking because in the because you keep saying Namor and I'm like, damn it, because in the comics I always read it as Namor, but he didn't like. I love the spin on it, like because I'm not gonna say I'm super familiar with him, but the times I've seen him, I never saw like any real like Mesoamerican or Aztec like roots in it. It was kind of just like he really just felt like fucking Marvel's version of
Aquaman.
of Aquaman, but with pointy ears. And I was like, all right, bro, like.
Aquaman's ass. Anyway.
I mean, Aquaman is doubly ass. I was like, he's better than Aquaman. Like, he was stronger than, and I think he's an Omega level mutant. So it's like he's stronger than Aquaman, but I'm kind of like, okay, like yeah, all right, bro. But like, the fucking, cause one I always like the Aztecs, fucking Egyptians, cultures like that, like super old cultures like that. I just find so fucking interesting, and they're fucking like he actually Kukulkan or like Quetzalcoatl. Kukulkan, yeah. Or also I think someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think also known as Quetzalcoatl. Like it's one of my favorite like mythic like deities.
And I could be wrong. I think that's Incan though, right?
I thought it was like I
Or
thought
it
it was
could have
like,
been the Mayan sun god.
well no, I think it was like it's the winged serpent, but I think it's like Greek and Roman.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like same thing, different name.
Mm.
Because I used to play Smite, and the character I got changed into what I thought was Quetzalcoatl, but they called it Kukulkan. But yeah, one of my favorite gods that I've like seen in mythology. Period. And I just feel like low key like the like black and Hispanic deities were a lot more fire than fucking Greek mythology.
I mean,
bro.
and the movie depicted that relationship so well. I mean, the fucking main poster for Black Panther is literally the Wakandans up top, and then, what are they called? Tacolan, something like that. Whatever they're called, they're at the bottom. But the theme of the movie is like juxtaposition. So like you see like parallels between the two, and I think it's like mirror images, damn near.
Yeah.
And even looking at the poster and how like simple it is, but there's a lot of deep meaning behind it, and you damn near see like the characters are like lined up with who they juxtapose with. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean they did explain their whole like their roots and how Kukulkan,
his whole origin.
Like his whole origin, right? Like it was so well done, and they said in a press, Ryan Coogler said in a press interview that there's no villain. It's not like a hero villain or anything. It's just like protagonist, antagonist, and it wasn't even really about picking sides. Like it's just like you just appreciating both sides.
Because I mean, yeah, even like Namor, I never felt like what Namor was doing was.
I would have done the same shit.
Yeah, like I was kind of just like, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Like, and I am someone who tends towards anti-heroes just because I feel like they're more realistic a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But like, this wasn't a situation where I was like, yeah, he's doing fuck shit, but like, it's cool. I was kind of just like, well, not like it kind of makes sense given his situation. Like, and I mean, even fucking M'Baku said like, or was it him who said, he said, they don't call him king, they call him God.
Yeah, like, he was like, with that little
right.
If we kill him, we are going to start an eternal war. And I was like, oh my gosh, he is an amazing actor too.
Fire actor, bro.
M'Baku, oh my gosh, he's Winston Duke.
Bro, every time he comes into, even when they were in the fucking meeting room, and he was just chewing on that root, bro, he started going, ooh, 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 ooh. I was like.
And he told Okoye, she was like, talking about how he's thinking with his muscles or whatever. And he was like, you bald-headed demon. I was like, he's just like, bro, he's like a perfect character,
so good, bro.
He's so good. And like, when he needs to be serious, he's very commanding of the screen. Yeah. He's commanding of the room, and that reality, but he's also commanding of the theater too. Like when he's speaking serious, everybody shuts the fuck up.
Yeah, even like when he was speaking at the funeral, when he was like you said, when he was talking about that it'll be a war and shit, like, I mean, he's honestly like he reminds me of like one of my uncles.
Yeah.
Or some shit like.
It's like a real OG.
Yeah, like a real OG. Like the commands fuck around with you, but also like commands attention and like their presence, like it changes the dynamic of the room entirely.
No, for sure. And another thing that I love about, I mean, there's a million things, and we could probably talk about this shit for days, for real. But another thing that I love is they did women like perfectly in this movie, to where it didn't come across corny or that they're reaching for, showing women in the movie in a strong way. Like everything, I mean, that's like the root of Wakanda, right? Like you have their king, King T'Challa, but he's not the best version of himself without, the women behind him. And it's very, representative of the real world, like having strong women to uplift and realizing that they're like the foundation of this shit for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't even, until you said that, I didn't realize that there was so much like, I guess, focus on female empowerment, because it didn't feel like it.
Think about it.
Because
they did that weird-ass scene, and not weird, but in Endgame where they were like, all right, women, rally up. And
yeah, that was crazy.
I was like,
bro, you're weird for that.
Because they were reaching. You know what I mean?
But this just felt like, I mean, yeah, like.
Exactly, and that's like.
They're handling business. Like,
exactly,
what do you mean?
bro. I'm like,
when the queen went in there and talked her shit, bro, she was like.
Popping her shit?
She pulled talking about some. This time was peacefully. Next time it won't be.
Right.
Like these yours, this your niggas.
Look at that French bitch. Like, come on, bro.
Right, like,
you know what we could do to your whole entire country, like right now.
Stop playing with me.
Oh my gosh! And when you really think about it, because I mean, the world in general, but definitely comic book people are like misogynistic as fuck.
Yeah.
So like, that's kind of like what I was thinking of going into this movie, or after we finish the movie, like, you, like, even if you're misogynistic, like, you have to have, like, you have to respect this shit because it was so natural. Like, everything just felt natural. It felt real. I don't know why you're misogynistic. Fuck anyway. You're weird, but, you know, this movie just was the furthest thing from cringe and the closest thing to real, bro.
I was gonna say too that like with just the African motif and everything that they have with Black Panther, the like, what's the word? The monarchy or the royal family, it feels kind of like a lion pride to me. Where it's like they have like, well, like they have like the group of the females, so like those are like the hunters and shit, and they have like the king or like the Black Panther who's on top, but like he's really just on top to like he is a protector, but he's not the main protector type shit.
Right.
Cause I mean, even still, like they'll send out like not what's her name? I can't remember the name of
The spy?
No, not the spy. Shorty who got demoted.
Okoye?
Yeah, Okoye. Okoye is the main general in all of them, and like they're like the main army force of Wakanda.
I mean, that's what we seen when they packed up them them idiots at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, definitely. Opening the vault to them was crazy, bro.
Like, bro, you're like, what? Like,
who are you?
You see what I got? You know who gave me these?
You thought this Bliss was finna? You thought you was finna do something with that? That is crazy.
Oh my gosh! And like, even hearing you say this, it really it's making me think of how much screen time was really just women.
No, because I mean, you said that, and I was like,
movie,
I mean, the only like real main male characters in there, like the male characters in there are all side characters except for Namor.
Right.
Like M'Baku and Shield nigga. Other than that, like
a white boy
or colonizer.
Colonizer. Yeah.
Other than that, I'm kind of like not really anyone.
The fact that they get that off in the movie though, like
colonizer is so funny, bro.
That's like, but it's like so real. Like,
I mean,
that's
it is
such
real,
a real thing to say, and to like pack it under humor to where it doesn't, even that doesn't feel like they're like trying to do the whole white versus black thing. It's just like, because I mean, obviously real, but it's rooted in a joke. But you know, it's like all jokes have truth in it type shit.
I mean, yeah, because if you think from their perspective, it's like, yeah, that nigga is a colonizer, bro. Like, what do you mean? Like, of course. Like, I don't know why y'all had to weird about me calling him colonizer. Right. That's what that nigga did, bro. Like,
bruh, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, this movie, even talking about it now, it's
bro,
top 3.
The more I talk about it, the more I like the fucking movie, bro. Like,
yeah, and it's off of one watch. It's not gonna get worse on the second watch.
Bro, like I said, I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have like the same heightened emotions and feelings throughout. But if anything, I'm gonna be like way more attentive to detail.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for shit now.
That's when I'm in my bag for real.
Right. So, I'm the movie reviewer, nigga.
Right.
It's me. I'm gonna post the 20 things you missed in fucking Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever.
I love those fucking videos, bro. Oh my god.
No, that's fire. Cause I mean, usually they don't come out till like the Blu-ray comes out and shit, but still.
Yeah, they gonna unpack the fuck out this movie, as they should.
Niggas gonna watch that shit. I mean, it's a masterpiece, bro. Like,
niggas have the nerve to say Winter Soldier's the best movie.
Bro, that's
trying
crazy.
to make an argument. Like shut the
I'm not hearing that, bro.
At all.
I'm not hearing it's a fake Avengers movie, first of all. Cause I don't know why it's called Captain America, but it's an Avengers movie. Like,
facts.
Y'all really tried it. And then he was like, "Oh, I hate Captain America," like, and I still think Winter Soldier is the best movie. I was like, okay, you can like be wrong and right in the same sentence. Yeah. Like, I also hate Captain America. I think he's a boring fucking character. We've talked about it several times. Anytime he's brought up, horrible fucking character.
Facts.
Very linear. Nothing interesting can be done with the character, really. They've tried.
Yes.
Haven't been able to do shit. But yeah, like Winter Soldier. I do like Winter Soldier. It's in my top 5. Like I was saying, like what I think we were talking about.
No, it's Civil War. We were talking
Civil War. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely not Winter Soldier. But Civil War is in my top 5. Like, cause if I'm thinking about Marvel movies, it's definitely this one, then No Way Home, then Infinity War, then
Iron Man, the first one.
Yeah, Iron Man the first one, and then Civil War.
Yeah, because I remember yours because we have the same top 5.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, respectfully, like, that's the only right answer, bro.
Yeah, niggas was talking about Ant-Man in the top 5, bro, and I was like, yeah, you got me fucked up, bro. Like,
Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, these aren't bad. Well, I haven't seen Ant-Man, but, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's not a bad movie
I do like Guardians,
like, bro, like,
top 5?
What are we talking about?
Nah, bro.
And I didn't think anything could, even, I didn't even have an expectation for Wakanda Forever, but I was like, No Way Home is that shit, bro.
Yeah, I was like, nothing topping No Way Home.
I was like, it's gonna be hard.
Oh, I thought about another one that's in my top 3, though. Fucking Into the Spider-Verse. It's definitely my top 3 movies of all time.
That's a fire fucking movie. It's in my top 5, probably. Definitely like in my top 5.
Because I'm like, if I'm thinking about my top 3, it's probably like, actually, I'm gonna say it right now. My top 3 is in no particular order: Wakanda Forever, Into the Spider-Verse, and Uncut Gems.
Mine would be Rush Hour 2, Wakanda Forever. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's tough. Rush Hour 2, Wakanda Forever, and like Karate Kid with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan is like, I love that fucking movie. Like Mike, just because that made me want to play basketball. I don't know.
I mean, those movies, I like those movies, but
because those are like like the Karate Kid and Like Mike. I have to throw one of those in there because it kind of like shaped like my childhood type shit.
yeah, and I get that, and I mean, similar to me, but like,
Even now.
I just think I have to calculate for the nostalgia factor with things like that, where I'm like, I do like those movies, and I loved them a lot during my formative years, but
Oh, I can watch both of them now.
I can watch both of them now, but I don't think I would like them as much. Like I would enjoy them, and I'd be like, I remember when this was like one of my favorite shits, but it would not be like glued to the screen like I was with Wakanda.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Like.
So I just feel like it's
Wakanda's
different.
Different. Like, bro, that movie. It's like, we're doing the podcast, of course, so you got to formulate words in describing how you feel about the movie, but it left me speechless at the end of it, bro.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what I was thinking the whole time was like, this is a long-ass movie. And we got towards what I was believing was the end. And I was like, well, obviously, Panther has to fight in the more. Like, when is that happening? And it did. And I love the fact that the fight wasn't, prolonged and it wasn't like this super drawn-out thing because it didn't need to be.
It didn't feel like one of those, because sometimes they have a bad habit in Marvel movies where they'll make it have to be like, I'm watching an episode of Power Rangers or some shit, and it's just like super move after super move and all these special
like
effects.
Dragon Ball Z.
Literally.
Kai. Like,
I'm
nigga,
like,
bro,
bro.
cut to the chase.
Right, like, be his ass, bro. Like, why is we... But no, like, and I mean, you could tell, like, she was pissed, bro. She was so fucking... I mean, even the way she talked to M'Baku, she was like, listen, nigga, like, I don't give a fuck. Respectfully, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about right now.
What are we talking about?
I don't give a fuck what they think this nigga is. I'm going to kill him.
That was the funniest part.
Bro, that's so hard, bro. No, he's fired for that.
I wonder if that was like improvised at first, and then they were kind of like, "Oh yeah, we should leave that shit in."
You
like, do that again. Do that again.
You bald-headed demon might have been improvised, bro.
Oh my gosh, like, M'Baku and Ironheart brought a nice, lighthearted tone to the very serious overall tone of the movie, and it didn't come across as them just trying to be comedic relief. It was very much like, this is what they would do if this was real right now.
Yeah.
We're just laughing at it because we're in the theater. But like, yeah, man, like, Shuri, and when they pulled up to the campus and they were just like posted in the, I was like, y'all cold,
I was like,
bro.
all right, bro. I see you.
Shuri had that shit on. She had that goddamn sweatsuit on or whatever the fuck. I was like, oh my God, you fired, bro.
You doing that shit right now.
Where'd you get that shit from? Let me cop.
Let me get one of them shits. But no, fucking, bro, I love Riri so much, man.
She fired, bro.
Like, I love the design of her suit, too. Because, like, and I hate to keep calling out Denny's criticisms, but he said that, like, it felt rushed, that she just had a suit or whatever. And I'm kind of like, well, like, it's a montage sequence, right? Mm-hmm. She knows how to make a suit. I mean, fuck, she made a fucking vibranium detector with parts from a fucking junkyard, bro.
Right.
She also made a Hackney Iron Man suit with parts from a fucking junkyard. Like, and this is even to put her apart from regular Iron Man. Regular Iron Man, like, she had to, like, I mean, she's broke college student, so she's really, like, getting out of the mud. Iron Man was in a cave, but, like, he had missiles around, bro. Like, yeah. I mean, come on, bro. Like,
I mean, and what you kind of see from that, which is what they definitely meant to do, is like, look at this super intelligent black girl in college. She's like a fucking genius. Now put her in Wakanda.
Yeah, and I was like,
of course
it makes sense because I'm like, listen, sure, they showed Shuri's been iterating on this suit like 4 different times this movie, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, clearly, this intelligent woman can see what Shuri's been doing. Also, she probably has designs of her own, and she has literally all the wealth and materials of Wakanda at her fingertips.
Right.
Like, And they were 3D printing fucking heart-shaped herbs, man.
I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure they can do some 3D printing for her suit, bro.
by far, the most advanced civilization in the fucking universe.
I mean, yeah, because they even had the same tech that they used to make was like, if anything, like the Black Panther suits are probably like as far as like are probably more high tech than like an Iron Man suit is technically. Like
I thought they said that the Black Panther suit is what mixed with the strength of the Black Panther makes Black Panther the strongest one.
yeah, I mean, because
So like,
but even still, like coming from like a like I just said the technology, purely technology perspective, like because they didn't really the nanobots was like very late in Iron Man, but like because the Black Panther suit is thin too, and so for all that technology to be
tight.
within it, like yeah, it's skin tight, like it's like
crazy.
fucking dry fit, man.
For real. If I would have seen a Nike sign on that fucking suit, that'd have been hilarious.
Because even with the Iron Man suits, like I love Iron Man, but they're big and bulky. They're armor. The Black Panther suit does not feel like armor, man.
It's not, but it might have.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, he also needs to be a predator.
And oh my gosh, man.
So if they have the technology to do that, which is arguably more technologically advanced, of course they could do something that's like big and bulky. Like that's not difficult.
Yeah. Oh, you want an Iron Man suit? Okay, bet. We can get one of the low level people here to do
Yeah,
that for you.
I ain't got to touch that,
That's
bro.
nothing. And like they represent. I love the fact that, and you know, you can attest to if this is comic book, this is relevant in the comic books, but that she's like the STEM major and she was talking about differential equations. And thank God, I didn't have to take that fucking class. But had I stayed CS, I would have. That class would have made that. You know what I'm saying? I would have been off the scenery. So.
Oh, definitely, bro.
So hearing her, like, you know, black college chick, you know, talk about that and being like, this shit is light. It's like, oh man, like even that representation was like, yes, this is it.
Good. I mean, even the funny shit where she throws the JBL at him, like I was gonna do. She's like, you brought a spear in my dorm room.
Koya was like, I like. The fact that she was in the bathroom was fucking crazy.
That was crazy. So
I was like,
she just comes out the bathroom and goes, I gave you 6 minutes. I'm like, nah, she's fired, bro.
Dude,
she did that shit.
I did not expect that shit, bro. I gave you 6 minutes. I was like, she did say 5, bro. It is 6 now.
I mean, listen, you had your time. You didn't do it quick enough. Like, what can I say, man? You weren't convincing.
And I mean, I really don't even understand the criticism of Ironheart being rushed in this movie. It just doesn't really. I don't know.
I mean, she's a side character at the end of the day. Like,
yeah, I just don't really see where she could have been rushed because I feel like they did exactly what they needed to do with that character and what they, you know, brought to the movie.
If we talking about characters, I feel like Riri Williams was more developed than fucking Winter Soldier was. And then the movie called Winter Soldier. So
yeah. She was more developed than most. Yeah. Most characters in totality.
Yeah, and I mean, like it's not it's not the Ironheart movie, and I mean, it makes sense that they didn't do that. I think this is a much better way of introducing her, because it shows her character, it shows that her character can be funny. Because like if you like low key, if you just get the comic book nerds and just name the movie Ironheart, people aren't gonna fucking see it. Yeah. And then even you're still gonna get the people who are like, this is just some woke bullshit. Like who might not even watch comic books, but they're just like, why they just take Iron Man and make him a black woman? Like that doesn't make any fucking sense. But introducing her here now and like showing her character, showing her that she's funny, she's intelligent, and she's just a dope fucking character. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even still, too, she was like, yeah, you gotta leave the suit here.
Right.
And she gets to go back to her. So now we can still have like her. We know what she's capable of. We know like her roots, and we can have like her origin, like see her really in her spot, like for real, operating on a day-to-day type shit.
I mean, I feel like, and this might be a hot take, but it also might not be. I feel like she was the parallel that I see is very much Tony Stark and Spider-Man with what they're doing with Ironheart now, because like this is a very honeymoon phase. That's
fire, actually.
You know what I'm saying?
That's perfect,
and it's very honeymoon phase for what she's going through now. Like she got sent to the top of the top with going to Wakanda and all that suit and shit, but now she's about to go back to the real world, and you know shit's gonna pop off in whatever, you know, next films and shit comes out. But now she's gonna be like, she's gonna have to go through her trials and tribulations. She's not gonna have Wakanda to be her safety belt, and so we're gonna get to see that side. You know what I mean? And really see her like thrive and you know essentially become Ironheart for real. And yeah, I mean, it's just great. Like
I also
they
wonder
just did
what,
that great. Because that's what I like. That's what I'm gonna like. Sorry to cut you off, but that's what I'm gonna like about the new Spider-Man trilogy is the safety net's gone now. Like you're essentially back to zero, but it's immensely stronger than you were, both mentally and now you're older and shit like that. So like the next Spider-Man is gonna be fucking crazy because you're out of this honeymoon phase. You know?
well, yeah, the next Spider-Man's gonna start like around where I feel like the Tobey Maguire one started.
Yeah, and that's like, oh my god, Spider-Man's about to be back.
That one's gonna be fire as fuck.
Because
Bro.
even watching the first two, what was the first one called?
Far From Home.
Homecoming.
Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Homecoming and Far From Home don't have much rewatchability for me.
I like
No Way
them.
Home.
They're Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, they're like
them,
cool, but it's because of that honeymoon setting. You know what I mean? Like that Tony Stark safety net kind of, and what No Way Home did great was setting up the reality of everything, like the real world aspect. And when Ironheart returns home, she's gonna have that same.
Bro, I hope they give her a show, man.
Funny enough, we can go ahead and segue. She is going to.
She gets a show?
Only because I did some research before the pod because I wanted to give Ryan Coogler his flowers. He's probably never going to see this, but if we get big, maybe he does. He is going to be the director of Ironheart. Not only that, this is a complete separate point. He is the fucking director of Creed, bro.
Oh, well, I mean, Creed might creep up, bro.
He did Creed 1, he's doing 3, and he was the executive producer of 2. I was like, you are a god, bro.
Bro, Creed, Fruitvale Station, and the fucking Black Panther movies.
And he did something else, because I put it in my notes, so I definitely want to make sure I don't forget.
Bro, Ryan Coogler is fire, man.
Yeah, he's doing, that's all I have. Both Black Panthers, Fruitvale Station, Creed 1, 2, and 3, essentially, and he's the executive producer of Ironheart. And he wrote and is writing all of them.
Bro, because I was even telling Danny at the table, I was like, I feel like they set her up for you to know her enough, and then we can have a show with her.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, honestly, like the Disney produced Marvel shows haven't been my favorite. But like fucking one of my favorite ones though was Moon Knight. I feel like they did that really well. I love fucking Moon Knight. I would rewatch that shit. I might rewatch it over Thanksgiving break, low key.
Ooh, slick. I might watch it.
But no, that shit is fucking fire, man. And I feel like if they treat it anything like, not in tone or maybe kind of in tone, because I mean it was kind of like serious, also kind of like comedy. I feel like that would fit really. I mean, I think Coogler would do a better job with it, but
He'll have so much playing room.
yeah, and it's just, I mean, where Moon Knight, I like Moon Knight. He's a funny character, like he's lit, but like, Riri Williams is just a much more interesting character to me.
Yeah.
A lot better of a character overall. Because I mean, Moon Knight at the end of the day is a fucking meme. Like,
Yeah.
really.
But I mean, even Dominique, I forgot her last name, but who plays Ironheart? She's very charismatic on screen, so it's very believable, and she's really good at swapping her tones. You know what I mean? And it makes it all flow together very naturally. So her having a TV show and kind of being able to have the freedom of exploring those different sides of her through a TV series rather than, I mean, because it is a TV series, if I'm not mistaken, but I feel like a movie wouldn't do her justice because, like you said, I don't know how big it would do if it was just a solo Ironheart movie.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was sell for 1 and 2. Like,
At least not yet,
Yeah, and I feel like the shows give you more of the character. It lets them flesh it out. It lets them develop it more. Because even if they've been priorly introduced, like when you are trying to tell this whole story in a movie, like you only have so long, and like they're not gonna let Coogler do a 2.5 hour Ironheart movie. Like that's just not happening.
I would watch it, but like I much prefer. I mean, shit. That's why I love Wanda so much because of WandaVision. Like I don't even know if they could have fleshed her out in a movie like they did in WandaVision, to where like I would have the attachment to her character like that. And I'm definitely about to have that shit with Ironheart, bro.
Nah, like
It's next year.
Listen, bro, I'm just saying. If I have a daughter, she's dressing up as Ironheart. She don't got a choice.
She got to.
I'm like,
Literally
well,
got to.
you just gotta hold this. Like that's you.
Like, oh my god.
I just realized too. That's why, like, while I was pausing while we were talking, that fucking, I was thinking about like the only thing that she's gonna have really with her is like the knowledge that she gained and also her dad's car repaired. I was thinking about like how her dad's car looked, and the motif of her suit is based off of her dad's fucking car, the fucking colors,
shit.
bro.
It was. It really was.
With the fucking black and red and shit.
Now, how the fuck did Shuri find all the parts? That part was like, huh? I was like, well, you're Wakandan.
Well, no, I think she found all the parts. Like, it's not literally the same car, but they probably fished some of the parts over the ocean, and like she's rich, so she can.
Yeah.
Like,
I was stuck on that part for
find
some
a
reason,
77 Charger fucking alternator if she needs to. Like,
I was sitting here like, cause I was like, they very well could have found every little part if they wanted to, but I was like, how? You're Wakandan, so there's probably a way. You have a detector or something that can get everything back. 3D print that bitch.
I mean,
or some shit.
at this point, they got a relationship with Namor and them niggas.
Yeah. And like them showing, you know, how can I word it? Like,
I will say them, they're, not to lose your train of thought, but
no, you're good.
showing Shuri's compassion for their situation and what they were going through.
That's what,
like,
yeah.
Like, you could tell she was upset when fucking, what's fucking T'Challa's girl's name?
Who?
T'Challa's girl's name.
Nakia?
Nakia, yeah. You could tell when Nakia killed, like, one of the Talakans, she was not fucking with that. She was real just fucked up about that shit.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, just because she understood where they were coming from. And she was like, and she was also, like, this movie deals with grief so well. And just the stages of it.
The realest,
It's so fucking fire, bro.
Yeah, it's like the realest shit, bro. Like, if you've grieved in a serious way, like this movie does, like you can tell, like, this isn't, and like I said, like, it's real grief because we really lost T'Challa.
Exactly.
Like, we really did lose him. It's just being depicted through a movie, but
It's being filtered through, like, the lens of
right.
Like,
But the beautiful thing is, and I watched this in a press interview as well, the cast was saying, like, we didn't know that he was sick, of course, which we know that, but also they never got time to process his loss because it was like pandemic and, like, you know, it just came out of nowhere. So, like, they were able to have that goodbye through the movie. So, like, they were able to deal with their own, like, real life grief through the characters in the movie and through the whole movie in itself. So, like, when we see them, you know, do the funeral and that iconic, which is one of the most fire shots in movie history of his mural, like, that needs to be somewhere for real. Like,
the mural is so fire, bro.
that, oh my goodness.
Speaking of murals, also not to lose your train of thought,
No, you're
but
good.
when they were towards the end of the movie, when you can see Namor painting the fucking, like, Aztec style painting of the fight of Namor versus the Black Panther, bro, that is amazing attention to detail.
Oh my
Such
God.
great fucking art, bro. And also,
so,
like
real in, like, what that culture represents and how
Right.
they represent, you know, storytelling and transcription and just making sure you preserve the history. Like, yeah, you can continue.
that's just so far. And it just again goes to, like, I feel like they did maybe I don't know as much about the Aztec, like, culture, but, like, I feel like personally from outside looking in, what I've learned about the culture, they did such a good job of fucking representing it. Of course, someone who's actually a part of that and related to that would be able to speak on that more.
Yeah.
But, like, even the fucking underwater temple and the fact that he brought the sun underwater, bro, that's so fucking fire. It's like the mesh of, like, because it honestly reminded me of, like, how like you were saying, like, the juxtaposition of the two, like the mirrors of the two, like how Wakanda feels like the Afrofuturism.
Yeah.
That felt like the, like, Mesoamerican, like,
Yeah.
Latin American version of that.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, even them, I mean, like, the kind of easy theme to kind of pull is them being bogged down, you know what I mean? So they retreated underwater. Even that kind of, like, parallel of, you know, having these colonizer people who push you down in life, and so they retreated down, and they built a beautiful empire under there. And I seen a comment or something online where somebody was like, you know, what did they do for the Thanos snap, you know, and for that, and then what did they do during Endgame? Because they were down there, since this is the MCU now. Like, they were technically down there, and, like, Namor's not moving. Like, I do want to see, like, did some people blip and some people come back? Like, I'm kind of interested in how that would happen, and maybe they explore that in the future, or, like, maybe mention it in the future. But yeah, like, you can tell Namor is, like, he's a god, bro. Like,
Yeah, he's like, that nothing to do with me. I don't care.
So, like,
Could
people were
not
like,
care less.
expect, like, why didn't we see Namor during this? And
He don't give a
obviously
shit,
he wasn't
bro.
written in yet, but even if he was, like, That's not his fight.
It's so, but
It's the last thing
I
from
was gonna
his
say,
fight.
it's so beneath him at this point. He feels like he's like, bro, what the fuck? I'm finna go and fuck around with some surface dwellers and shit. Like, what the fuck,
It's
nigga?
so beneath him. Even that juxtaposes like he's beneath them, but the fight is beneath him.
Bro,
That's
because
you. Look what happens when niggas get the pin, bro. Like they just do this shit, bro.
No, because he really did like exhibit that like godly nature, like, and you could tell his people look up to him. And again, just with the another thing that they did so well in this movie is the fucking costuming, bro.
Yeah.
So fucking fire.
Attention to
Namor's
detail.
fit, so fucking fire. His fit like during his main battle fit, his fit during the main movie, and then even his fit like after where he was like in the cave and shit, like, or bro. Oh, I almost lost my fucking shit, bro, when he sat on that throne with that fucking gold helmet, bro. Like, ooh, nigga. Holy, this nigga too cool with it right now.
Oh,
what the fuck, bro? I was like, no way, man. No, I saw on Twitter too. They were like,
Man.
cause apparently there's some like roots to that in like actual like Mesoamerican culture.
Mm-hmm.
He was like that, and then also the fact that the Hispanics be fucking with Dragon Ball Z and the Kamehameha at the same time,
yeah.
bro. I was like. Maybe I don't think like low-key. I don't think that's what Cooler was getting at.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
for
kind
sure.
of, that is kind of funny.
But it's cool to kind of see those like kind of cross over in a way.
Yeah.
At least maybe within their culture they kind of can pick from that.
Yeah.
But for me as an outsider, of course, it's just dope to see. Cause even the guy who plays Namor was talking about for the first Black Panther, like all people of color felt, maybe not to the extent that Black people felt, but they all felt connected to seeing this king, seeing this person of color be like on the biggest stage as a Marvel superhero. So like, I didn't really know what to expect of Namor. I mean, I don't have any comic background knowledge, and I kind of keep it that way so I can go into everything kind of fresh. But like, I didn't know what route they were gonna do him. I didn't know if it was gonna be like anti-hero, straight villain, whatever. They did his character like so well, and I'm so interested in just like their culture now, just like they probably were with, with ours. And
I mean, like I said, the Aztec stuff has always kind of interested me. I've always kind of like, because I mean, even growing up, like in school, like I feel like everybody's like, oh, like the Greek mythology and shit is like the Percy Jackson books and all that. I'm like, all right, that's cool and all, but like my shit was when they started going to like Egypt and shit, cause even like one of my sleeves I want to get is like the fucking. I don't think I've talked about this. I don't know if I talked about this on the pod or not, but on this shoulder I have like an Ankh right now. I want to get this Ankh redone, and then I want to get Anubis set, and then Ra, like going down here, and then I want to get the fucking 3 Egyptian god cards from Yu-Gi-Oh on this other sleeve, bro.
that'd be hard.
I'm saying, bro, that's gonna be fire. Don't steal my fucking idea, I'll kill you.
Have you played Assassin's Creed Origins?
I haven't.
You would love. I'm telling you now, play it, cause I love like the Egyptian mythology and like how they do it, and the game does so well in highlighting Egyptian history and their culture, and it represents it in a very real way. But it's also kind of like that mythology of like, their gods and stuff like that. Like if you're saying that, I guarantee you love the game.
Because low key, I'm waiting for. I know God of War just came out, and I'm gonna play it like this weekend. But low key, I'm waiting for him to go to like Egypt. Like I want to see some fucking. I want to see fucking God of War versus fucking Anubis, bro. Because Anubis is like one of my like even when I play League of Legends, one of the characters I play all the time was a fucking Gnosis, and he's based off of fucking Anubis. Like just the Egyptian motif is so hard to me, bro. Like that shit is fire as fuck. Like I don't know how we can just have that, and then people are like, "Well, Zeus though." I'm like,
Nah, bro.
all right, man.
Thor, bro.
I mean, no, that reminds me too. We were talking about how the Marvel movies like Thor, like they make him like too comedic and shit, like
Definitely.
make him like comedic relief, and like the juxtaposition between that, how he operates as a god, and then how Namor operates as a god, completely different. And I mean, Namor, like, I guess I'm not gonna pretend I'm like the most avid comic book reader. Like I nobody read what I was interested in, and he came up in some of those, but like I didn't read stuff that was just him.
Yeah.
But like from what I understand, like he's an Omega level mutant, so that's like same level as like Professor Xavier, fucking Jean Grey when she's the Phoenix, fucking Actually, it's hard naming the X-Men in those too, because like some of them, like it feels like they just give all the X-Men, like fucking Iceman's an Omega level mutant. It feels like sometimes they just give they just hand them out like it's fucking free.
Like
But like
Oprah.
fucking yeah, but like Reed Richards' son, Reed Richards and I forgot what his brother's name is, but their son is like he's an Omega level mutant, and in the comic books, and he can like alter reality.
Oh shit.
Like he can like Loki, like fucking Wanda and
Right,
the
right,
fucking
right.
yeah, basically like that. Like he can literally like rewrite like Scarlet Witch type shit. Just this is how we do this now.
Damn. That's fire.
Which I mean, Wanda is another Scarlet Witch is another Omega level mutant, but
Yeah, they did Namor so good. Kukulkan. All I hear is M'Baku saying that.
Bro, that shit,
Kukulkan.
bro, that shit
And
is
like
so hard, man.
even I think I don't know if it was his first scene in the movie, but when he pulled up to it might have been when they were Queen and Shuri was on the beach and whatever, and Namor came and he was like, my people call me Al Kukulkan, but my enemies call. I was like, oh shit, bro. I was like, oh shit. I was like the second, and that was like a leading scene in like a trailer or some shit like that. But even then, seeing it in the theater, it's like I hadn't watched it before. Just like you hear, like you can, the power is exhibited through like his body language. Like I was like, yep. And, that's what I was gonna say earlier. Was he was leading with peace at the attempt of peace.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like they both have this source of vibranium that they don't want the outside world to touch. So you can see where that conflict is. So the resolution at the end makes perfect sense because they're fighting the same fight.
And I mean, yeah, like I by no means think that it was like, oh, like they shouldn't have been friends with it. And it's like, well, I mean, he wanted to be friends at the beginning.
So stupid.
Yeah, like,
what do you mean?
Why wouldn't they? Like, like you said, they're literally fighting the same fight. And I mean, like, it's another one of those things that just makes fucking sense. Because from his point of view, he's like, listen, man, like, one of my only real interactions with the outside world has been these fucking people, like, literally, like, I literally saw slavery, like, where my mother was born, bro.
Right,
they tried to kill me and my people. Like, of course, like, fuck these niggas, bro. So I'm like, so I see that you are in a similar situation like me, getting fucked by them. So like, of course, yeah, let's go off.
Yeah, and they're gonna be, I mean, them and Wakanda are the same because like a major point of contention in the first movie was like all this shit happening to our people. Like, where's Wakanda at? Like, why weren't y'all? I mean, it was literally Killmonger's premise. Like, why aren't y'all helping us? Like, y'all kind of keeping all that shit to yourself. And I'm sure whenever they explore more in the future, his people will probably end up saying the same shit. Like, oh, y'all come from our roots, but you kind of, dipped underwater, like, didn't provide us any help. But, I mean, they're literally, like, the same. So, like, it would have been super corny and honestly my whole opinion of the movie would have changed had there not been resolution at the end between the two. I would have been like, that doesn't seem
Yeah, because if she just killed him, I would have been like...
If she would have killed him, I would have been really mad. I would have actually been so pissed because, like...
It would have felt like, what's the point of building up that character? What's the point of showing, like, everything that they've done? Yeah. And, like you said, like, how related they are and their struggles. Like, and I mean, like, I guess she's mad, but, like...
You know what it is? These people who feel like that should have been it, they just don't know good writing. They don't know no good pen.
Fair.
I think that's what it is. Because, like, the whole movie was real. So, like... It's only right that the ending is real too. It might not be what you want, but I don't care. Like, it's real. This is what everything. I watched the whole movie like if this was real life, all of this would have really happened. None of it seems exaggerated. It didn't even feel like superhero-y. Like, it just felt very grounded. Very grounded, man. Like, fantastic fucking movie, bro.
Bro, that shit is so fucking
Niggas out here giving it 7s and shit. I'm like, you fucking
that's crazy.
Stupid, bro.
Then he did say like 8.3, bro, and I was like, we might not be able to be.
What is the 0.3? Like, what could possibly be a 0.3? Just say 8. I'd rather you just say 8 than 8.3. Where's the 0.3 coming from?
I don't fucking know, bro.
It's nothing. It's just bullshit.
I don't know what he wanted from the movie. I don't know what more people could have wanted from this movie. Like, period. Like,
yeah, like, if you don't like it, that's fine. But like, if you think it's good,
if you don't like it, I
understand how you don't think it's great.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, that's one thing. But if you feel like it's a solid movie or a good movie, I don't know how you can only feel like it's a solid movie.
I mean, if you don't like it, I would just think like either you don't like superhero movies or like, I was gonna say you don't like black people, or like I don't know, man. Like
blacks and Hispanics.
No, I'm not trying to see no minorities on my screen.
And women.
Blacks, Hispanics, and women? No, sir.
This is crazy.
Not on my big screen.
Yeah, man. Like, and I mean, we can kind of close off by giving Ryan Coogler his flowers because I feel like hopefully this wins an Oscar. I just really want to see more of him because now that we've lost Chadwick, like for him to kind of scrap whatever the original Panther was and create this and have it be that fucking good, only having a year to write the fucking new script. And it's a testament to the actors and actresses as well. But for it to all make so much sense and be so real and damn near perfect, like this man needs all the flowers he can get now, bro.
I almost want the old script to like come out as like a book or some shit.
I'm so interested to see what they were gonna do before, like, cause that shit probably would have been fire, fucking amazing too.
Yeah.
But like this man, all I was doing during work was throwing on his interviews while I was working, and he has the most. Have you heard him speak? He has the most deep Oakland Bay Area accent, bro. So when you hear him speak, I'll show you after. When you hear him speak, it's not like you're like, but it's like, whoa, I didn't expect somebody of
that much prestige.
To sound like they really off the porch, bro. Like I'm talking, he
like
sounds off the porch, my nigga. But he's very articulate, and of course, like I'm not saying he sounds stupid, but it's almost like if somebody had like a hood ATL accent, and hearing them as the director of Black Panther, it's like you just wouldn't necessarily expect it because all we really get is like, you know, for lack of better words, these white people who all sound the same. And
I mean, yeah,
you know
I
what
mean, it makes sense. Like I understand why it would be jarring because like I already get something with like for we've talked about it a few times, but how I have a decent vocabulary, and even when I throw in words, sometimes people will look at me like I didn't expect you talking that way to know that word and be able to apply it correctly, type shit. So yeah, I definitely.
He just has a very strong accent, is what I was saying, and like, you know, it just made me so happy to see that because like when people hear him speak, they don't just hear like your average, you know, just your average accent. You hear like somebody who's.
I mean, to be honest, he's not whitewashing it. He's just talking the way he talks.
And you can hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, oh man, he's
just
like one
unapologetically him.
I'm about to. I get on these stints where I start like doing research on these type of people. Like I did it with Nipsey even before way before he passed. Like I just get on like this rabbit hole of like where you come from. I want to see your roots. Like how'd you make it? Because you're somebody who they always say protect these people. I feel like at this point that's such a corny ass thing to say, but it's not protect these people. It is. That's like obvious, but it's more so like let's appreciate them right now because nobody knew about Chadwick's illness, bro. So at that point, you don't know about anybody's. Like you just don't know. So don't wait till it's too late, bro.
Yeah. Like you said on the last pod, I'm gonna take all I was saying. Give me my flowers while I'm still here, man.
Bro, I need them now. I want to smell them while I can smell them. And I feel like the whole like just everybody needs to do the same with Ryan, bro. Because, and I'm gonna show you some videos after, and I feel like you'll like really start understanding because it's like holy shit, like he could be like a family member type person, bro. Like,
the way you're talking about it feels like he's one of those where it feels like you're not supposed to be here, but even that like.
I know.
That's
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know exactly what.
Like
you
that's
mean.
not the way it should be, but that's what it feels like almost like you're not supposed to be here.
Man.
You weren't supposed to make it this far. But I feel like the more we have that, the less that stigma will be around it. Where it's like, well, yeah. I mean, like sure.
Because
like,
even think about how Michael B. Jordan speaks. Like he has a very like, not normal accent, but he just sounds like a typical dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like when you,
because even when Michael like he turns it up sometimes in like Black Panther, but it's like and it feels like it doesn't feel out of character because he's a good actor, but it's just like that's not. I can tell like that's not how you normally talk.
Yeah, bro. Like Ryan Coogler is. He's my favorite director ever. I don't even know directors, but I don't need to know directors. Like he's him. He's just him. The track record's proven, and he doesn't have a super long track record. That's the crazy thing. Like I feel like he takes on projects and writes these scripts for things that he really gives a fuck about. It's almost like the artists that we enjoy, like that they don't release until they want to give the world like the best piece of art that they can release. And he's the same way because he only has like 5 feature films under his belt, which are the Black Panthers and the Creeds, and then the Fruitvale Station. Those are his projects. He has like some short films and indie films from, you know, back in the day, but his feature films are all fucking classic movies. It's that, like, something needs to be said about that. And
Yeah.
hopefully this movie expands it more for the public.
And I mean, again, it just shows people that, like, you can do whatever you set your mind to. Like, doesn't matter where you came from.
And he's super humble. He says all the time, like, because all the castmates do is give him all the props. Like, they say, like, he's, like, the most helpful and down-to-earth and nice person. Like, and they're, like, real about it to the point where, like, the girl plays Shuri, Letitia Wright, she, like, almost gets into tears because she was dealing with grief during the, you know, filming process. And she said Ryan was, like, the best person that she needed through that process. And he, like, flips it saying, like, I couldn't have done this without y'all. Like, everybody's dynamic is just so perfect, bro. Just perfect.
I mean, it goes back to, I don't know if this was in one of the talk podcasts, but when we were talking about the Dreamville tape, where it's just like, when you get a whole bunch of people who you can tell really care about their craft and take their time with it, and then all of them fuck with each other and create a project, it's like, I mean, of course it's gonna pop, man. Like,
yeah, you can do no wrong.
And I mean, you can see it in the art itself, like that. It's just fire as fuck. Like you said, you can tell that he really cares about his craft. He really has taken his time to master it and like really puts thought and effort in it. And I mean, even apparently very efficient as well.
Yeah.
And quick with it too. Like, because to write that in almost only a year,
like that's what
after having a whole other idea, also because like, I mean, he's probably better. He's a much better writer than me. But even me personally, like when I'm writing, like it's difficult for me to like once the thing is set in my brain this way, it's hard for me to like just be like chalk all that and rewrite it take it down this different path. Yeah. So for him to have this a whole through line like and then just be like, no, that's a different fucking, we can't do that anymore. While also being stricken with grief.
And while having, I mean, he said that him and Chadwick literally made that first script in like tandem. Like he was like a huge part. I don't know. I think Chadwick might have been an executive producer on the original. You know what it would have been, because they worked so closely on making that story what it could have been, and you know it was already like green lighted and shit like that. So yeah, bro, to lose that person who was like damn near a co-writer, to completely lose them, not like, you know, the contract ran out type shit, like no, like to completely lose them and have to pull a whole new script, like what are we, like I don't know if people understand like how crazy that is.
It's crazy as fuck. And like again, in a year, bro, like movies aren't easy to write, man. It's not your 5-page, your 10-page essay for fucking college where you're doing it the night before, bro. Like,
oh my god, what do they call those shit? Is it a practical, like the master's thing that you have to write or something?
Dissertation.
Like? Dissertation. It's not even that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and even dissertations, niggas will take the whole semester, a few semesters type shit to write that. So,
and I don't know. Like I said, I really hope. You know, I typically don't care about how the internet feels on things, but this is a positive thing, and this is a positive black man who like rallied these amazing black, you know, men and women, and you know the Hispanic community as well. Just rallied everybody together and gave this flawless piece of work, bro. Niggas want to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain America, and we're not trying to hear that shit, bro, because none of those hold a candle to this fucking movie, and it was done by us, bro. It was done by our people.
Yeah.
That shit needs to be highlighted, and that's what I wanted to say.
I mean, yeah, like, I think we should end it on that, low key, like that's that shit, like.
And I'm happy we're able to end it on this note, because it feels like all of our other podcasts end on somber notes, because the world that we live in is so fucked up. So like to have this guy here, like, bro.
Yeah. If you're watching this, you watch all the way through. Make
you.
sure you leave something in the comments. Thank you. Leave a like, subscribe, all that. Also, fucking go on Twitter or something. Throw some positive shit at Ryan Coogler, bro, because he deserves it. He needs his flowers now while he's here, bro.
All the flowers, man. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next week.
Deuce.